Okay, I'm joined by Bharat Shah, the Managing Director of Sigma Pharmaceuticals. Thanks very much for joining us, Bharat.
Thank you very much, Neil. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
What a fantastic couple of days we've had here in Cancun. When you look back from where we are now to where we were sort of this time last year, or Windsor last year, how far has the profession progressed?
Gosh, very good question, Neil. To a certain extent, I think the profession has progressed a very little step forward. I wished it had progressed a lot more, but like some of the speakers said this time in Cancun, so much legislation is coming out that it's very difficult to keep abreast of what is going on in not only retail pharmacy, but pharmacy in general.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a time of great change and evolution, I guess. You said that the three words that stuck out in your mind were federate, or unite, evidence and strategy. I guess that does sum up the 2 days, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Like I said, those three words have stuck in my mind, and really it is in that order: strategy, evidence and federate. That's a new word that came out this time. But frankly, if a strategy is made, everything else will fall in place. And like I said in my closing statement, pharmacists have to do something new now, which is a strategy.
Yes.
I personally don't think many, or probably majority of independent pharmacists have got a strategy.
That's really worrying, isn't it?
It is absolutely worrying, and it's worrying because it has been the nature of retail pharmacy in the UK. Take my example. I qualified 40 years ago, and to a certain extent pharmacy had been the same around 10 years ago. We just went to the business and came home and did the same every day. Now one has to educate, one has to implement things, one has to talk to their peers. It's different, and I think this is what has been the biggest change. People are being asked to change. Suddenly everybody's got an excuse. I think it's an excuse. They have no time, no money, extra money. But I think, like what speakers have said, you have to make change yourself. People won't come and do it for you.
No. So is it a mentality thing? It takes a case of changing their mentality?
I think more than mentality, the culture. I think that word came up as well. It's been the pharmacy culture, and I think the culture has to change. And like the Mexican wave, we need a few to change, and I think the wave will start. And I hope the conferences that we have as Sigma conferences help this Mexican wave to start.
Yeah, absolutely. And Claire spoke very eloquently at the conference, saying that, it's really vital that they just get out there and shout more about themselves and be proactive and engage. But I guess she was saying the same thing last year and the year before, and it's not a new message, is it? So are they not listening, the pharmacists, do you not think?
You're right, Neil. I don't know whether they are not listening, but again, I think it's a cultural thing. The pharmacists, in my mind, most pharmacists think they are a glorified business person, and they've done very well in their businesses, but I think they have to culturally think that they are a glorified professional. If they get the professional image right, and that's what Claire said, that they are underselling themselves because they think they are a businessman, not a professional. And if this culture comes in, I think the retail independent pharmacy will be a fantastic, blooming, successful sector. And I think they will be one up on multiples, because the multiple pharmacists will do what the head office tells them. The independent will do what is best for him.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for joining us, Bharat.
I really appreciate you and the whole team to come out here in Mexico and report this conference. Thank you, Neil.
Cuando las serpientes evolucionaron más rápido que muchos, noten la diferencia entre una serpiente venenosa y otra que no lo es por las marcas que dejan.
1970 1970, 1970, 1970.